Hey guys, so back in Barcelona, and today I have the amazing Montjuic behind me. It's one of the most famous spots in Barcelona, so I will take you over there while we talk about maintaining foreign languages versus actively studying them. Okay, now it's important to note that there is of course a lot of overlap between maintaining and actively studying foreign languages, because any activity you engage in to maintain your language could obviously be seen as studying. So where the distinction is made, in my opinion, is primarily in the objective. So if you're going to be maintaining a foreign language, your primary objective is to keep that language at a similar level, to try to stop it from atrophying. As we discussed in the previous video, that's not exactly possible. You will always still be improving, but it's not the primary objective. Okay, and then when you're actively studying a foreign language, your primary objective is improvement. You're trying to take your language from where it is now and improve it with some degree of speed that you will define based on your objectives and constraints and your needs. And the second thing that stems directly from that first step is the activities you engage in from maintenance versus active studying and improvement are different. So if you're going to be maintaining a foreign language, in my opinion, and based on the sort of programs that I set up for my students and in the course, my How to Maintain Foreign Languages course is almost ready to be published, so I'm very excited about that. Stay tuned. But so I tend to set up maintenance programs based on a lot of activities such as reading, such as listening. It tends to be things that are based on enjoying the language, enjoying the work that you already put in to achieve sort of an intermediate or a high intermediate level or even an advanced level in a way that supports maintenance and continuous growth. If you're going to be actively studying to improve a language, you may well be engaging in much more active activities. So for example, perhaps actively targeting grammatical aspects of a language. Let's say it's French and you really want to improve the subjunctive. So perhaps you actually spend active time studying the subjunctive tense in French, and then maybe you'll actually look at authentic materials such as movies, such as books, but with a more directed approach where you're seeking out examples of the subjunctive, for example. There's a lot of things you can do that are very directed towards a specific goal of improvement in the language. Whereas, like I said, when you're maintaining a foreign language, it typically tends to be things like listening to the news in German, for example, and sort of enjoying it a bit more passively. You can still engage in active activities, but the point is that, like I said, the goal is different, and therefore the activities you engage in will differ. Then there's also a distinction between your active and your passive skills. So in my course, I talk a lot about what is a skill, and then I start to break down your active skills, which are your sort of skills involving output, speaking and writing, producing language. And then your passive skills, which are mostly based on input, such as listening and reading. And likewise, the activities you engage in to maintain your reading ability or your listening ability are different than the ones you engage in for speaking and writing. And those also differ if you're actively improving or just maintaining. So the point is that there is a distinction. And to me, while there's lots of overlap, so it's not black and white, like I said before in the previous video, it's not a case of either improving or just maintaining. But there is a distinction to be made. And like I said, it's first in the primary objective. Are you maintaining to try to keep a language at the same level and not atrophy, or are you actively studying it to improve it? And then the second stage is in the activities you engage in to achieve that objective that you have. So that's all for today, and now I think it's time to go and explore Montjuic a bit more, because it'd be a bit of a shame to bring you guys all the way here and then just to go home. So let's climb these stairs, although I have to say they're not really any match for the stairs up where I live, as you guys saw in a previous video. But yeah, that is one of the joys of living in Barcelona. Your legs will be in excellent shape. Oh, I'll tell you what, really hard work. These stairs are just absolutely killing me. Yeah, but look at the view, Yeah, that's, oh, gorgeous, yeah. You know, I have no idea why, but I just have suddenly gotten the biggest craving ever for lemonade. But no, I can't. I can't pay €5 for a lemonade up here, like it probably costs, so no, I can't. But I would love a big old lemonade right now. What? No, 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 don't judge me. No, no, no. Oh, so good.